Oh, that works good. That didn't work good.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
You're kind of chopping in and out.
Okay.
It looks like we're waiting for Terry. Well, Bill? Is Bill?
Ed, you're not very loud. Oh, that's a little better.
Wonder why. Looks like we're all here. We all here? Terry? Aaron? Who I missing? Oh, Tony. Gotta wait for Tony, our secretary. All right.
Aloha, Stan.
Yeah.
Well, we might get some snow coming up here, so.
I think, in fairness, I'm going to show snow in my background.
Be more accurate.
Yeah, like Friday.
Really that soon?
Yeah. They're supposed to go down to 27
Yeah.
degrees Saturday morning. Wow.
I'm not ready for that.
Me neither.
Yeah, well, good luck. I did not receive a email from Tony. I don't know. And we'll give him a few more minutes. Yeah. I see Ray's on there. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but I can't see you. I see a blank wall.
Yeah, my video's not gonna work tonight. It says it's not connected.
How you coming in with a double echo?
I have no idea why.
You're in here twice.
Yeah, you're in there. I don't know why.
Yeah, you're in there with a blank wall and then just your name.
I usually need to call in.
We'll try another computer.
Somebody's got some feedback coming in here.
Let me go out. Keep that.
Oh. Now we have one of you.
Am I back to normal?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't understand. Okay, well, we'll wait one more minute for Tony and then we'll proceed because I don't know. I don't know if did he tell us he wasn't going to be here late? Well. All right. No. Okay, I'm gonna call the whoops. The agenda just went crazy. I'm gonna call the Water Pollution Control Authority regular meeting of town of Ledyard, Connecticut to order. It is 7:05. And oh, here comes Tony. Boy, just in time. Are you there, Tony? I don't hear him. Tony, I don't think your video is not showing, and I don't see any mute or sound.
He's probably still dialing in it.
Ah.
Hey guys, I'm here.
All right.
Hear me? I couldn't get in for a while.
Okay, so now it's 7:06.
Okay, I have the minutes up, so let me switch over to that and we can do for some reason I couldn't get in, so let me go to minutes here. I know I have it.
Yeah, I couldn't get in either. Apparently,
Yeah.
I got two invites.
Yeah.
And the second invite did not work.
Yeah. Yeah, something happened to me too, and I don't know what it was. It may have been the same thing, so let me go and get the minutes ready to go here. Yeah, I tried a couple of different ones. So, all right. Almost there. All right, let me go to roll call. Let me see who's here.
Okay. We got Ed Lynch.
All right, hold on. I'm almost there. I've got to get to it. So, if I'm looking here. Okay, Ed is here. Jeremy's here, right?
Yep.
Is Terry here?
Terry's here. Stan's here.
Stan's here. Sharon's here. Munir?
Yep.
Is Munir here?
Yes.
Okay, and Jim is not? Or is Jim here?
I do not see Jim.
Okay, and Bill Songs is here? And so the voting members are Ed, Terry, Monier, Sharon, and Stan. That sound right?
Yep.
Okay, so let me go back one, and we should be good.
Okay, we'll go, I don't
Okay,
see any.
go ahead.
I don't see any residents or property owners. So we'll move on to review and approval of the minutes. So I'm looking for a motion for
So
the,
moved.
okay, for the regular meeting, the 22nd of September, 2020.
Second.
Seconded by Terry. Is there any?
Don't forget Ray's here for tonight's minutes.
Right.
Yep.
Any corrections, additions, deletions, or updates to the minutes? I'll give you a couple of seconds there to look at them. Okay. There were some updates for clarity. I didn't see any. I did review them and I made some updates. Okay, hearing none. I'll entertain a motion for the approval of the minutes of the 22nd of September.
We already did that.
Already
Ready to vote.
Already did it?
I
Terry
made the motion,
Terry
Terry
seconded.
seconded it.
All
Wake
right,
up, Ed, wake up.
It's done, Bob.
Well, for some, I'm getting some feedback, so I don't know why. It's kinda
Let me
weird.
turn mine off. I may have my audio on. Hold on a second.
I don't know what's going on. Okay, that's better.
Let me shut myself up.
Okay, so all those in favor of approving of the minutes signify by saying aye. Aye. Or
Aye.
wave.
Aye.
Or wave. All those opposed? All those abstaining? Hearing none, the minutes are approved unanimously. Okay, agent reports. It looks pretty interesting. You look at the income for September, it's up to 153,000 for the month. The 30 days, of course, we don't get an update. I do have some feedback on this, though. I just signed 13 liens that totaled $10,000. So 13 people or businesses owe 10,000. These are people, the liens are being signed because they haven't contacted the office for any payment plan, nor was it payments made. So Bill, I just wanted you to, it's just updated that this is happening. There are some people that owe almost $2,000. We have not instituted a shut off. We're not shutting off water, but the bills are creeping up. And this is going to reflect later on when we talk about the rate increase of what we're facing in terms of potential of paying our bills. So just a heads up.
Yep, I got it, Ed. I'm just putting it in my notes. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm hoping, we're not, Tina had issued 130 letters to just contact the office about how you're going to pay your bill. So that's what we're looking at right now. I haven't got a response back from that other than those 13. The range was between like $300 to, I said, almost $2,000 in back bills. I'm looking at the year-to-date water budget. I have no comments on it. Only the budgeted number that we have for the year, 1,028,656, will be something we will use in our rate increase calculations. The same thing with the sewer budget. I have no comment. Again, it's a challenge sometimes to know where we are. The operator's report for Steve. Thing of note is that we are going to put LED lights in. We're investigating that. It should save us quite a bit of money. We'll do hopefully the rate of return investment on that through the calculation. Let's see.
I think you skipped over the Groton Utilities report. Ed.
Oh, how did I do that? That, it shouldn't have done that. There it is. Yeah, that's because it was way up on top. You're right. So yeah, there's an interesting note there. Ray did provide pictures of our
Yeah,
big,
it's nice.
yeah, our big main. Now, if you look at it carefully, the pipe, it doesn't go in a straight line. It bends. Boy, I can see where that would be a challenge to keep sealed. Although I have to ask Ray, what pressure will that hold? Just
Well,
curious.
right now, that pressure right there is about 120 pounds.
All right, good. Yeah.
So when we dug that up, this is the same contractor that ran all the way up 117 from Legend Line. And this is like the fourth time we've dug it up that we found no sand. There was rocks on the pipe. And what they did is they cut a series of short pieces of pipe and pushed it together to bend it because they missed the T. So we put this bell clamp on. That's the blue part. That will hold, but we're looking at trying to get a bend and a piece of pipe in that area because when we shut that down, we have to fill up the tank. We run on the tank for part of the area. And then we have to turn on our pump station with some hydrants open and have guys, we had guys at different hydrants watching the pressure so we don't blow up any more mains. So that's what we did. It took our guys about 3 hours to do that, and we were in real good shape. So this, if we did the cutting, it's probably going to be an 8-hour scenario, try to get that pipe fixed in. So we're working on that. The bell clamp's good for some years, but the way that looked, it's not a good situation to be in for the future.
So my question is, who supervised the installation of this line? Was it the contractor?
It was, you hired Amory engineers to do the supervising on that. We stopped at the town line. We did the Route 12 section part of it, and then you went to Amory. So
Okay.
That
Dan
was not the
inspector
only
out
problem
there?
we had. We also had a problem with pressure in the Sable Woods. Remember, we had to put all those booster pumps in Sable Woods. There were
right.
a number of design and operational issues with that job. This is a new one.
Yeah, the contractor was the one that did Avery, and that's why we had two inspectors there all the time because he's good for this.
Mhm.
Sorry. Good. So any other questions on that? I guess now we're saving some money by not losing that much water.
Yeah, that completes all your leak detection. We fixed the hydrants, we tightened them down, listened to them, and this was the biggest one. So we're all set for now.
Good. Excellent.
We did have one other thing was cross connection. We started it, and we have done some. We've sent out letters for people, and we knocked on doors. We did have one incident where a customer got upset, and one of our minority people, and we have two people go with it, one other person, and came a ration, but we calmed them down, and we ended up getting the meter. Well, we did an inspection for them, but it was close that we were just going to call the police because it became an issue. So it's just part of unfortunately, it's a part of the world, but we're working on that till we get the whole thing.
Ray, was
That's
it
happened
one
a
or
couple of
several
times
incidents?
now.
Excuse me?
That's happened a
Was it one
couple
or
of
several
times.
incidents?
Yes, it has. This is probably the third one.
Wow.
So was this a single incident this time?
Yes, we were at a house and
Okay.
we knocked on the door and we went around and we had the other person go in the side to start taking the box down that's attached to his house to change the wiring. And the gentleman came around the corner and wouldn't let the other person close to the house and had the other guy do the work and said some stuff that wasn't very appropriate.
I'd call the police.
Yeah, he tries to not make us a
Yeah, I
big
know.
thing, but we've
I
had
know.
issues in Groton too sometimes, so it's all over.
Yeah, it's not fair to him though.
No.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
what-
I think, I was gonna say, I think you'd get their attention is you just go out there and just shut the valve and walk away.
Well, that's what I told them
Yeah.
to do that from now on. If anybody comes out,
That's right.
gives you a ration, you turn them off and then go out there and talk to them about it.
Right. Now he has no water. That's,
Right.
you know,
Yeah, they'll calm down.
I mean, it's the same thing with the people who won't wear a mask on airplanes. You know, they don't realize they get on a no-fly for the rest of their life. They can't fly. So, you know, it's kind of like the same thing. You get that kind of activity, you just shut the water off and go, well, the next time we come back to turn it on, we'll have the police with us.
Hmm.
You know, I don't know. It's sad. Okay. Well, I see.
It's also important to report this because the police have a database on addresses, and when things like this happen, they're probably not isolated. And if there's something in the database, you know,
Right.
there could be a similar incident with a Ledyard police officer, you know, with racial overtones. So I think it's important to call.
Yeah, good. to know.
Okay.
Has this happened at that place before?
No, different spot.
Yeah. Yeah. If they don't want anybody in there, all they have to do is separate those pipes and abandon the well, and we don't have to inspect it anymore. I mean, they do have it off.
Right. Yep.
All right. I don't know if this is on to better things. We're going to go to the SCWA chairman report that Mike Cherry finally is attending meetings and giving us minutes. So I noticed there had to be a pressure relief reducing valve at Gray Farms Division. And it looks like when they do that, we're going to be supplying them with water at that time. I don't know whether you're aware of that, Ray.
No, this is the first I read of it. And matter of fact, if they do that, they have to tell us a time period because it's for our emergency connection. I think part of their plan is just to run this through. So I'm not sure if they went to the state already. We haven't been notified by them because we're part, you know, you as in 2 and 2 that's our emergency connection and they can only send so much water through that.
That's right. I mean, they're currently waiting for the DPH to turn the interconnection on. So they're depending on the DPH as the authority to do it.
Right.
Yeah, I would like to give some feedback to Mike about that. I think they're misunderstanding that connection.
I'm a little confused. Is SCWA proposing to tap into the main permanently then as a replacement for Gray Farms?
No, I think it's so that they can put this connection, this fix
Oh,
in.
all right. All right.
So it is a temporary connection. I think the question Ray's bringing up, is this an emergency? Well, I guess it would be if they
Yeah,
just
kind
simply
of.
shut it off. Yeah.
Yeah. Once you shut it off, it's an
They
emergency.
shut it off. It's an emergency, and then they have to do the repair. I don't know. I think somehow somebody has to give a reading on that. I don't know. And they're also, it looks like they're replacing a well. I don't know if that's going to cause trouble too at Tower Division.
They haven't got the DPH, this is the one that they're complaining about because it's drilled right next to the swamp that the other 2 are at too. So they're too close to the swamp area, but, and you're not supposed to take water from a
Right.
swampy or body of water with your well. You're supposed to be a certain distance. So I know they've been talking to DPH on this. I don't know how far, if they finally got approval or not.
Okay. I did.
And I'm concerned about this because there's no indication that the Gray Farms pump station has a problem that they're trying to fix. There's nothing else in the report about Gray Farms station. So if you just read that, it sounds like they want to use Groton Utilities water and shut down Gray Farms pump station, period. And
Yeah, that's what it sounded like to me.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. I mean, I'm assuming the innocent way, and you're right. If you read it, it says they're going to just shut it down. They're looking for the DPH to allow them to shut it down.
Right.
Boy, this may have to be. Yeah, we
Why
may
they
have to call. I don't know.
I'll make a call to DPH tomorrow. Or the next, I'm always in contact with them, so I'll give them talk to them about it. What's going on?
Yeah, Ray. I really appreciate that because
Yeah, I'll send you an email.
this is Terry's right. If you read this, I interpret it as repair, but it doesn't say that. It just says they needs a complete upgrade of several equipment systems. Not very specific, but okay.
So that sounds to me like an abandonment of the well without abandoning the well. That's what they should be doing. They should abandon the well and turn it over to WPCA. And I think they're taking advantage of the emergency interconnection, and they're trying to push the envelope.
Yeah. Gray Farms is not that big, right? There's not that many people on it. I don't think.
Well, it's the precedent. And
It goes down to 250. It goes across Iron Street, so it does have a pretty good size down there.
yeah,
But I mean, it only
And it's
services those apartments, right? What?
Oh no, this house is on the subdivision.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
but
and I know
it's the precedent, because if they get away with this, they could do it with other wells. That's the problem. They could do it with Tower Division if they get away with this.
but we don't have I don't know. The DPH does not have a protocol about this. Bill, we have no protocol or procedure about taking over abandoned areas that we've interconnected.
Well, yeah, that's the point. See, in the past, they haven't tried to abandon a well, because if they do, they lose it. But now that they have an interconnection, I think that's the new precedent, that they use the interconnection and say, oh, we'll just buy water from Ledyard or from Groton, and everything's fine. We'll continue to build those customers. And that was not the intent of the emergency interconnection.
Boy, this looks like a real dark deep
Yeah, I
hole.
think Ray's right to call the commissioner. Is that still Lori Matthew?
Yes.
Because I know that was not her intent in putting these interconnections in. Her intent was if these smaller systems fail, that there be a larger, more robust system to support them, and we consolidate under the larger system. We don't just let the smaller system build the customers and use somebody else's water. That was never her intent.
Right. Her ultimate intent was when SCWA abandons all of it in Ledyard and walks away.
Correct.
But not
And
pieces.
And that's why she spent the state money on the Groton Systems upgrade, so that we could have a true regional water system.
Right.
Right.
Boy, I guess this is the October surprise.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. I know, Ray, you guys had a meeting to put together the final touches on the quote for removal of the Gallup Hill tank bunker system. And I'm assuming those quotes are going out, and someday we'll get bids back.
We gave it to the planner, and the last I knew that she was going to send it to you, the WPCA, for approval.
That's
So I
what she
don't
was-
know. I don't know
okay.
where it is.
All right. Yeah. No, she told me she dropped the ball on that. She has them. She needs to give them to me. I talked to her today about it was actually on a separate item, but I hopefully I'll bug her. I'll see if I hope to see them this week. Okay. So we did have a meeting today on the with what is it? Perkins and here we go. I got the card with Wright and Pierce, who's writing up the RFQ to talk about getting sewer from the Ledyard Center to the waste treatment facility. So that's ongoing, and they're going to be putting this together in the next few weeks. It's interesting because in that meeting, the scope is, they want to include all of the Ledyard Center district, not just the town center of Bill, but the surrounding area that's included in the district. So we'll see what comes of that. On a side note, it's interesting. We were asked by the farmers to not put our discharge water into the pits because of the drought. They needed the water. That's a nice gesture, but when I asked about, well, what does the DPH think about this? They unofficially said, we don't want to know, but we like the idea, but we don't want to know about it. And I love the state the way they kind of.
They've asked us to do that in the past, to discharge into the brook instead of into the wells.
Yeah, they
Correct.
did this. They did
Yeah.
this time. The DPH said to go ahead and discharge that water because the farmers needed it. But when we asked officially, well, what's the official ruling on this? Well, we don't want to know about it. But
Don't ask, don't tell.
Yeah, but they asked us to do it, but they don't want to know about it.
That's good enough.
I guess. You know.
I'll vote for that.
Yeah, I only bring it up because it really does talk about in the future to increase the capacity of that plant. That is one of our limitations. And if we could just discharge it, it actually gets rid of the limitation. So we should be very aware of this.
I don't think you'll ever get that. We did it in 2005. It's potable water. The water's clean enough to drink, but they won't issue a permit for us to do that on a regular basis. That's why they say they don't want to know about it.
So, yeah, that's something in the future I'm going to have to talk to Lori about because I think you can't do that. Or we could just live on intermittent basis, Bill. Just store it up and then, oh, this is intermittent. We're just getting rid of some of it and then stop it. You know. Okay, enough of that. Okay.
So,
you probably,
Mr. Chairman,
ahead.
I'm sorry. I'm still trying to open this report from Squawk. What happened? What was the status on the Gallup Hill tank?
The Gallup Hill tank is the Groton Utilities has finished with the details of what needs to be done for a quote. It's
Okay.
been sent. It's been sent to Liz, and we need to review it and then submit it for bids.
Got it. Thank you. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay, so an easy one is the calendar. I did not see any difficult dates unless somebody else tells me I'm wrong.
The one I questioned, Ed, was December 28th. Do we want to have a meeting between Christmas and New Year's when we could probably move it up a week?
Isn't that already been published? Oh, that's for next year.
Yeah.
Not this year.
Right. This is 2021.
Yeah, 2020. Yeah, we can do that. So what that would be, all right, I'll look at the date on that one.
Well, if Tuesday is the 28th, then the Tuesday before would be the 21st.
All right, we can rank. Oh, okay. So let's, so I'll make a motion to approve the meeting schedule of 2021 for the WPCA. Amending December 28th to December 21st.
Second.
Okay. Is there any other discussions? Hearing none. I'd like to take a vote for all those approving the calendar date of 2021, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any nays? Any abstentions? Hearing none, it's unanimously approved. Okay, here's the big one. So we need to discuss, and this is a terrible time to discuss rate increase, to be honest. But we're not going to be able to balance the budget if we don't. And the big thing is Groton Utilities is raising their raw water rates at 5%. I think they already have. I think it was effective sometime in October. I'm not exact. I don't have the date yet. But we can absorb that. That's not something we can we have to worry about for the next month or so. But we're not going to be able to absorb this for the year. So so you can see what the new rates are. They're 3.5%. You take a look at the table. sure wish Jim Ball was here because he would have me doing all sorts of dancing with the numbers. Let's see, why aren't they coming? Oh, sorry. I have to actually call
Jim
him.
is here. Jim's showing on the screen.
What? When did he show up? Jim, are you there? He's probably muted. I do see him on the screen, but I don't hear him. All right.
He
Yeah,
must
Sam too.
be coming in.
Yeah. He's got his earphones on. Well,
I think he just, no. Thought he just said something. His microphone appeared for a minute.
all right, well, at least he can hear us. I don't know. We can't hear
Well,
him.
not yet. Yeah, I don't think he's got sound yet. He's probably just trying to dial in.
Oh, okay. So anyway, it's fairly straightforward. We raised the rate 3.5%. So you see the previous was 27.5 minimum. It's now $28. I don't know if we want the 46 cents, but that's right now. That's just the math. It's not. We can dress this up a little bit before we submit it for public hearing. And the sewer rate, we left the sewer factor the same, which means it will also go up 3.5%. And that would give the sewer an additional number of dollars because their budget's been very, very tight. The justification it's just literally the math. The math shows that we're 5% increase in rural water based on the budget. We have a service contract that's going up somewhat. And then we never really budgeted for the leak test, which we need to do, because that's every 3 years, I guess. So if you do the math, it looks like a total impact of 3.8%, but I think 3.5 is going to cover it. So I entertain any other discussion on this, but this is, and the other comment is we have to have a public hearing, and my thinking is we would do it on our next meeting on November. But this all is predicated by the fact that you have to agree on the rate increase. So I'm
It
open
sounds
to it.
reasonable.
Yeah, I mean, we don't run a deficit here. So I would if you want, we could hold off on that. I hate doing a public hearing in December, though. We could do it, but we could hold off on our vote until you looked at the numbers, but it is straightforward.
Ed, I'm having trouble with the lines 29 through 34. Can you talk us through what you got there?
Which one is this? Which document? I got a lot of documents up here.
The Excel file for the rate increase. You got total increase 5% of raw water cost budgeted at 450. So 5% is 22.5. Unbudgeted leak tests every 3 years at 9,000. So you're just putting in 3,000 a year.
Yes.
Yes.
So that's 25.5. Unbudgeted service contract, is that 8,000 a year?
Yes.
So
Although
that would be
it does-
33.5,
right.
but it says 31.5.
It's funny because the spreadsheet says just total G29 to G30. Oh, Google Math. Yeah, the other thing is, Terry, is that budget of 900,000 is not correct. As you notice, it's actually 108. I have to go back to the number. So that, even if it were 33, it would still make it in that 3.5% range. It could be 3.3%. I took a round up or a round down. So if it was like 3.7 or 3.8, go down to 3.5. If it was 3.3, I went up to 3.5. So I just just kept it kind of a rounded number. You know how these budgets are. So what do you think? See, what would the math be?
So you're saying that if G32 is increased to 33.5, that's still within the 3.5%?
Yeah, right. We'd still be in that range of rounding up. I don't, I'm looking at Ian's budget number, so I'm relying on what he said we budgeted for 2021. And the
I just changed that number and it says 3.7%.
okay. All right. That's still, that's, to me, we could make it 3.7%. I'm not, not adverse to that. It's just that the 3.5 sounded a little,
Well, yeah, I mean, it's easy to explain when the cost, the rate from Groton Utilities has gone up by 3.5%, then that's, people can accept that.
right. The other discussion point is we're going to be doing this every year because they're raising their raw water at 5%. We may not have other things that we have to factor in, or we may have to. So this 3.5% could be with us for a couple of years. Now you could argue, well, let's just raise it all at once, but during this time, I think that's a bad idea. You have to remember, we raised this, the last time we raised this was 2016. I believe it was raised 10%, and nobody came to the public hearing. At 10%. At 10%, nobody came to the public hearing.
Well, the counter was a little better then.
I think you should.
Go ahead, Bill.
Go ahead, Terry. I was going to say, I think you should do it 3.5% at a time, just as Groton Utilities is. It is known, at least among town officials, that you're planning a public hearing in October. Now it's November. I think you should go forward with it. You don't have to have everything, every single detail at this time. All you're doing is scheduling the public hearing. You could have a special meeting to go into more detail on the proposal. You can also change it after you get feedback from the public. But I think you should go forward with the public hearing because that's what you told everybody you're going to do. And people know the rates go up. It's been a long time.
Yeah, I was surprised it's been 4 years, going on 5 years. So it has been a while. All right, is everybody in agreement with that? I like that idea. So
Yes.
But Bill, we still have to go through a vote to go ahead and approve. We recommend approval to the town council, a 3.5% rate increase.
Yeah,
right.
Absolutely.
So that is the motion on the table. The motion is that we're recommending the town council a 3.5% increase in the water rate. In addition, we're not changing the sewer factor. That number.
I think you do the public hearing
Yes.
first, Ed.
You need to set the public hearing at.
All right. Okay. Then we'll set the public hearing for our November. What date would that be? 24th? Yes. I believe it's the 24th.
How do we expect the public to join these WebEx meetings?
I asked that question and they said they can do it. I asked Roxanne.
Sure.
I asked Roxanne and Christina and they said, yeah, we can do that. We can set it up. So it'll be published, and I am assuming it'll be published in the paper. It'll also be published in other things.
No, you don't have to publish in the paper under the governor's orders.
Ah.
All right.
All right. That saves us money.
Yeah.
So what do they publish it through the website?
You publish it on the town website. It's published on the meeting agendas on the town website. You can personally publish, you can do it on your own Facebook page, but basically it's on the town website, and that's it.
All right, good. All right. So so we don't need to vote on this then, do we?
I think we do.
Vote to set the hearing.
Yeah,
Yep.
right.
All right, I'll make the motion to set the public hearing on the 24th of November, 2020,
6:30,
at 6:30. Yes.
second.
Second.
All right, any discussions on this? Hearing none, all those in favor of the public hearing on November 24th at 6:30 signify by saying aye.
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 All those opposed? All those abstaining? Hearing none, it passes. Okay,
Mr. Chairman, Ed,
yes.
just a point of order, the rate increase, one of the links on the website on the agenda says rate increase 2016 legal notice, and it is 2016, so that needs to be updated. The document itself was from April 2016.
Right, you need to change the date.
Oh, yeah, and that's right. This doc, right.
And the
That
location, yeah.
Yeah, I updated the document, but I didn't realize it had a date on it. I'll make sure Roxanne takes care of that. Okay.
Okay.
Because when I give her this document, she'll make sure I'll point that out to her.
No, and at the next meeting, you should have a motion to recommend the 3.5% rate increase to the town
Okay.
council. So that should be a
Right.
motion on the next agenda.
Okay, and we'll do that. Well, this is, I thought this was going to take a while, but that's not too bad. Anybody have any other further business to discuss before we adjourn? You know,
Motion to adjourn.
Jim, I can't hear you, so you can't stop it. Ray, do you have anything? Any further?
Nope, I'm good.
All right, good. All right, we have
Motion to adjourn.
so adjourned. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Have a good night.
Have a good night.
Good weekend.
Happy
Happy
Halloween.
Yeah.
Happy Halloween, right? Yeah, get the snow shovels out.
Take care, everyone.